Let's move on to Murray & Roberts. It was historically South Africa's largest engineering, contracting and construction services company. It made a loss in 2011, related mostly to project write-downs, and now has a market cap of only 11.2 billion rand. It completed a substantial rights issue earlier last year and currently pays no dividends. Overall, your assessment of Murray & Roberts?
So as you said, it's had quite a difficult recent past and had to embark on that very large rights issue. Also involved in the same competitive issues. I think they not able, in my opinion, reach their previous former glory. They've also had some difficult management changes. So I wouldn't put them sort of in the forefront as much as someone like
In fact, this is a share price that's taken quite a hammering. I mean, in 2008, we had it hitting its high. It was around 104 Rand. In 2009, it came down to about 37 Rand, and it's been moving progressively lower since then. So certainly a very little confidence coming through from the investor base.
Yeah, it was the stock of the sector, as you can see on the chart behind us, has done the worst. But they had a horrible 5 years. So apart from the downturn, the 2008 crisis and the investment spending that got stalled with regard to projects, they had the Dubai airport project, which ended up with a big fight with the customer. They had the Gautrain project, which ended up in a massive fight with the customer. Then they had the Gorgon Pioneer Field, which is a big LNG gas terminal on an island offshore Australia. Big fight with the customer. Then you got the Competition Commission issue. Then you've got mining projects like the Aquarius shaft, where the customer and them ended up sort of fighting no money. And then you've got Medupi, where they were going to make good money, but then the workers went on strike. So it's been just one disaster after the other. But they're a well-established company. They're probably South Africa's preeminent construction firm. They've lost the most of their allure. As Rowan said, Brian Bruce, CEO, departing, replaced by an insider, Henry Last, but he does seem, a conservative, hardcore kind of engineer guy. So I think they are poised to recover some of their former luster, but it really has been a disastrous 5 years for them.
What does it boil down, though, to, Robin? I mean, bad luck, taking on too much, completely bad management?
Yeah, I think they certainly took on a significant number of large projects, as Paul has alluded to, and it was quite a number of complex projects, a lot of contracting issues as well in terms of Dubai and Gautrain, and penalties in terms of performance, and I think it was just too much breadth for them to manage, and they almost got basically too too ambitious, and basically it resulted in.
So with that kind of track record, where are your confidence levels sitting?
Yeah, so that's why I say, I'm not as confident of Murray's as I would be of Aveng. But, new management can make a big difference, and they are, I think, more conservative and more focused.
They've recently been awarded a contract for trackless high-speed development at a copper mine in Zambia. So putting into the spotlight its African exposure as well. But then with this history, you've got to question whether it's priced at the right price and whether they're going to manage this contract any better.
They've got a 48 billion rand or something like that order book. I think it's the largest of the companies we're talking about today. Look, I think it really was a lot of bad luck in that period. Yes, maybe some contractual failures and this and that, but it's inherent in the industry. But that massive water leak between the Rosebank and the Park stations of the Gautrain was just, an unmitigated disaster. And you would have thought with their underground mining experience that they would have been able to deal with water, but there's a river that runs down that pipe, which they couldn't get the top of, and then it just triggered all sorts of disasters. So, maybe there was a bit of hubris there. Maybe Brian Bruce was a bit too gung-ho. They wrote in the profits of the Gautrain project on the assumption that they could, wangle their way through that accelerated thing before the World Cup, and then it came back to bite them. I don't know. Sometimes when it's not going your way, it just doesn't go your way.
So hot or not?
And then who gets called in? The shareholders, the rights issue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm tempted to say hot just because at 25 Rand a share, with the circumstances improving, they could bounce from here. So I'll go with hot.
I'll say not.
Not.